Good morning, everyone. Today being a Wednesday, you already know what to expect. A beautiful selection of wonderful women who come together to give you a great show on a Wednesday morning.
Definitely, and by that, you already know that it's Wonder Woman Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
You know, we make it a point of duty to turn up for you every single day, and today is definitely not an exception.
Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. You can make some deliberate plans and effort, because when you think about it, you need a destination before you set out on the journey, right?
You started, Abby. Some inspirational lines right
I've
there
started
by
with this.
Dynamite herself.
You better believe it.
We know you definitely sure couldn't wait for this particular episode, and we definitely couldn't wait either. No cap, and this is definitely how we do it. No slaps.
Okay, no more slangs.
No more slangs.
But seriously, that no cap thing, we have to talk about that. Cap, face cap, you know what?
Just things,
I don't want to be in that. Look out for some interesting discussions dialed in for you a little later on. And of course, we're going to be having our kitchen segment. Chef Maudi, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm doing great.
It's great to have you back.
Definitely.
Fabulous.
A small nugget there for you. Here, if you aim for nothing, you hit nothing, right? No matter your luck, just try to hit something at least, right? Hope for the best and leave Providence to guide you through the rest. My name is Winfrey Agbaleshe.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinso. Now, I'm not sure if you were aware, but you can actually catch this show live on GOTV. You can find us on channel 27. You can also find us on UHF channel 49, or stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv or on Facebook at TVC Connect.
We definitely have our app available for download on both the Android and iOS stores, which allows you to watch us from anywhere you definitely might be. Now, let's check up what we have lined up for today's episode.
We're going to be kicking things off with nutrition. Today, we're talking about how our diet affects our mental health. Amarachi Okoro, professionally known as Coach Amara, is going to be right here with us. Passionate advocate on preventing, fighting, and reversing lifestyle diseases through the use of nutrition and lifestyle modification.
Yep. And for relationship, we'll be having Ola Seitan. He is a marriage and relationship coach, public speaker, and a writer with a community of online followers to whom he offers relatable and practical marriage hacks for couples. Today, we'll be talking about how to and how not to treat your in-laws. Very important.
That's a topic we should be talking about, Winfrey. All right, so it's a wonderful Wednesday.
Yes.
Some funny stuff we saw online. And there was this picture of this lovely, really nice picture, you know, really nice attire and a lady and her guy, beautiful fabric, well lit, her makeup on point. And then you just want to see, okay, does the guy compliment everything? And then you're like, you're trying to check your screen to see, wait, did I miss something? Miss something?
Yeah.
And you can't see the guy's face.
Like literally. It was blended into the black gates behind him.
First of all, is there software for that? Is there an app for that?
No, definitely.
Maybe there's a few people I might want to delete from my pictures.
Definitely. I've seen apps literally that actually takes an object completely out of the image. So now that's my issue.
Okay.
So if you didn't want him there so bad, why didn't you just take him all out? Why did you just literally, she beheaded the guy?
It actually gave me a weird feeling, like maybe the guy doesn't actually show up on lenses or on cameras. You know, like in those movies when you have a guy look in the mirror and you can't see his face. Because that's how it looked. But then my question is, what could be the story behind that photo? Is it that she no longer likes the guy? Or is it that she doesn't want other people to like the guy?
Yeah, now, I think when I saw it, that's actually what came to mind, right? Two things came to mind. Okay, now, you know how sometimes when people even get engaged, right? Or even like in relationship, but they never post his face. They post his fingers. They post the back of his head. They post, do you understand? Weird, but he'll never show his face because, please, what we don't know, we cannot destroy.
Oh, is that the mindset?
Yeah, so that's actually what came to mind.
Well, let's just hope they're still together and she doesn't have to delete the pictures for real. We're going to be taking the weather at this point. See you in a bit.
Many thanks indeed for joining us here on the news on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Kelly. A giga. Let's begin with security stories. No fewer than 18 farmers have been sent to their early graves after terrorists attacked 2 communities in Zamfara state. The farmers were killed on their farms in Kanko Karuchik village of Dangulbi district in Maru local government area. An unspecified number of locals from Kurufa community in Gumi local government area of that state were said to have been abducted by the bandits. Among the kidnapped victims are nursing mothers, including the wife of the village head of Kurufa, who were forced by the bandits to drop their babies. The incident was said to have occurred during Eid al-Kabir celebration. And when contacted, the spokesperson of the Zamfara Police Command, Mohammed Shehu, confirmed the incident to newsmen. He says the police is aware of the attack and troops are on the trail of the attackers. Away from security stories, in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, where the All Progressive Congress says it is ready for the forthcoming governorship election scheduled for this Saturday. The party stakeholders who attended the mega rally in the state capital say they are not leaving anything to chance. So they use the opportunity to woo electorates, asking them to vote for Governor Adegboyega Oyetola for a second term in office. A TVC News senior political correspondent Ayodele Zubakru has more on this report.
Across the 30 local government areas of Osun State, the incumbent governor Gboyega Oyetola and his party, the All Progressive Congress (APC), held the final mega rally for Saturday's governorship election. The Osogbo City Stadium was packed with APC chieftains from across the country who came to rally support for Governor Oyetola. Many state governors, ministers, and APC presidential candidate for the 2023 election, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his running mate, Senator Kashim Shettima, and members of the party's National Working Committee attended the star-studded event. Speakers at the event stressed the need for the people to vote for Governor Oyetola for his second term to consolidate his first-term achievements.
The governor of this state, Alhaji Isiaka Oyetola, has brought exceptional quality in public finance management to the government of the state of Osun.
Gboyega Oyetola was elected. That time, he was elected based on what he can do. Now, we are presenting him for re-election based on what he has done.
I have been on campaign trail with him. I have gone to nooks and crannies of Osun with him. And the people have said it, that indeed Governor Oyetola is deserving of another time.
The party's flag bearer reeled out his achievements in the last 4 years.
We've done some other general hospitals that are under construction. We are doing 120 beds in Ashubiaro as we speak. We are doing 20 staff quarters for our doctors. We have implemented commerce and finance. We are taking care of the welfare of our workers.
APC presidential candidates also addressed the crowd, urging them to vote for the party.
Come out with your PVC and vote massively for APC.
More than 1.9 million eligible voters from the 30 local government areas of the states will decide who becomes the governor of the states from the 15 candidates jostling for the position on Saturday. Ayodele Zubakru, TVC News, Osogbo, Osun.
Welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria, and now it's time for some newspaper headlines. And I'll be starting off with The Nation. And the major headline here, we have re-election. Osun stands still for Governor Oyetola. And at the very top, to the very left, we have tax defaulters to face prosecution. Law enforcement begins. We have that on page 8. And beside that, to the right, we have battle for Alafin of Oyo stool hots up. The 48 princes in race. We have that on page 27. And to the right of that, we have Atiku's camp enlist or delete others to woo Wike. We have that on page 5. Buhari in emotional reunion with old classmates. We have that on page 4. And to the very bottom on the strip below, we have Bodja Market fire aided by Start Patrol, says fire service. And we have that on page 6. And that's all I'll be taking for The Nation. And moving quickly on, I'm moving to The Guardian. And for the major headline here, we have Travelers groan as summer fares spike 200%. 1 million naira per economy seat. And to the very top, right beneath the masthead, we have ADC presidential candidate Kachuku tasks citizens to arise, rescue Nigeria over insecurity, economic woes. We have that on page 3. And to the right of that, we have Aloja, Williams, Adekunle, Olumide, others for 2022 World PR Day event in Lagos. We have that on page 4. And to the right of that, we have Obi's emergence will not stop Biafra agitation, says Masob. We have that on page 7. Anglican bishop says federal government not honest in tackling insecurity. We have that on page 29. And right at the bottom of the photo there, we have more chieftains resign in protest over APC's Muslim ticket. We have that on page 6. And to the right of that, we have I was a victim of child trafficking, says Mo Farah. We have that on page 31. And that's all I'll be taking for The Guardian. I'll be moving on now to The Punch. And for the major headlines here, we have police declare war on vote buyers, deploy detectives. We have that on page 2 and 14. We have mobilized FIB operatives against votes buyers. We have force PRO. Over 23,100 security officials deployed as Osun prepares for governor poll. Osibajo, Aregoshola absent. Tinubu APC governors rally support for Oyetola. And at the very top, we have oil falls below $100. Nigeria's production hits 1.158 million barrels per day. We have that on page 22. And below that, to the very left, we have Muslim tickets, a disastrous era. And moving on, right beside that, we have New Peng threatens solidarity strike with ASU on page 24. Blame Nigerians for voting bad leaders. Goats don't vote. We have that from Senator. And we have that on page 8. And right beside the masthead, we have COVID-19 infections jump by 324% in 1 month. We have that on page 29. Federal government plans 3,863 MW boost for power grid reports. We have that on page 19. And to the bottom of the paper, we have stop lobbying for posting. National Assembly warns workers. We have that on page 18. One-way drivers worsen. Lagos-Ibadan road gridlock. Travelers stuck. We have that on page 4 and 5. And that's all we'll be taking for the newspaper headlines this morning. Right about now, it's time for fitness. Do stay tuned.
Welcome back. Now, we have been looking forward to, joining each other in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because we love Wednesdays, don't we?
Of course.
I thought you were going to say we love the kitchen.
We love the kitchen? No, we love Wednesdays because we all get to chat and hang out, and so many different domestic issues come up. Like we have a really interesting relationship topic coming up on how to treat in-laws, but I'm not going to touch on that yet. Why? Because there was a story that popped up while we were getting our makeup done earlier today. Now, there are a lot of domestic workers working in our environment now, and the truth is they have access to our homes, and sometimes they just don't cut it sometimes, and then we end up asking them to leave. Now, so this case is a case where a young girl is claiming that her madam was actually making her do some very untoward things with her at night. Now, it had often been the case whereby it was husbands that were being accused of molesting house helps and things like that. But this case is really delicate because it's apparently the madam that is said to have been doing this to the girl. So my question is, well, first of all, I don't know if there's enough proof on ground to actually say whether it's true or not. But I'm really concerned about the fact that this woman could, in fact, be innocent, and there's no way to prove it. So how do we safeguard our homes? How do we safeguard our environments against these kinds of situations? That's my question. Anybody? Why is everybody looking? Why is everybody looking?
I think everyone is looking at one another because we've all had to deal with domestic help. And they are one of the most complicated people in the world. It's complicated because some of them live with us. So it's a thin line. You need to be careful how you address them, especially when you have children involved. Yeah. You don't want them to harm your children, which some of them will still do, no matter how nice you are to them anyway. And so in this kind of situation, for example, it's each person's word against the other person. Yeah. If the girl has tangible proof, she can insist on it. And if the madam has tangible proof to the contrary, then she could as well insist on it. But whatever the case may be, unfortunately for her, both parties, in fact, pregnancy cannot be involved. So we cannot say, you impregnated me. No, now, I'm just being realistic. So that's where it becomes, that's why that word delicate to use, because it's also a thing of somebody's psychology. Yeah. Because you could affect the girl's mind. It could be traumatic for her that she had to do all of that. Truth is, many of these domestic help do crazy things to keep their jobs. They are made to go through nasty things. So it's a very, very tricky thing. It's a tricky situation.
Scary thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think for me, to be honest, right, as much as, yes, you know, normally when, as you said, when it's a situation where they say, okay, fine, this husband, most times I feel people actually go against the guy and talk about how, oh, I mean, this is happening. I feel now there are speculations, or it's seeming like it's kind of balance. Okay, is the girl being truthful, or is she just outrightly lying and all of that? Fine. We're not trying to say she's lying, right? But at the same time, we're just trying to say, fine, these people actually say that some of them are actually terrible, and they say different crazy things. I mean, not so long ago, or a while back, there was a video of this housemaid literally beating this like almost like really like a tiny baby. Do you understand? So I think in the end of everything is just to be, I don't know, maybe like do due diligence before you hire these people. Do like research and all of that, even if that definitely doesn't necessarily cover it all of the time and all of that. So I don't know.
Is giggling to herself for some reason.
The thing here is this issue of molestation.
Yeah.
And I find it worrisome, Sha. I find it worrisome because when you're a boss, you need to be extra careful how you treat your employee. Yeah. However, even as an employee, you also need to be super careful how you deal with your boss. So, I don't know, it just puts me in a very uncomfortable place.
Okay, so, you know, if, for instance, a help has been beaten a lot by the madam for whatever reason, do you think it's enough reason for her to come out later on after she's been fired to make such an accusation?
Even in regular companies, people come out with unrealistic accusations.
Once it doesn't favor them.
I know we have to quickly go, but what I'm just going to quickly say is, if we had a system that functions effectively, we should have laws that protect employees and domestic staff in this regard. Yeah. So in a case like this where there are allegations, you do your investigations, and then if they exactly, that's what, because those laws actually exist, but they are not being carried out, they're not being practiced. So in this kind of case, a situation where there are allegations, they do their investigations. If the woman is held culpable, or she's been culpable, then they let justice take its course. If not, then you know, whatever happens, happens. But then these laws should be, you know, put in place or should be practiced so that, you know, all of these things do not arise and do not come up. And then both parties are protected at the end of the day.
Some female bosses strut naked in front of their staff.
Goodness.
So she can claim about, she knows some parts of the woman's body. And there's nothing the woman can say. So it's really complicated.
Very complicated. We would love to know what you think. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC when you put up your comments. So we'll be back after this break. Stay with us.
Welcome back. And of course, you're still watching Wake Up Nigeria. And we're here in the kitchen and standing right here with me,
Chef Maudi.
Chef Maudi. Yes, you can see it on your branded chef. I can see it on his thing. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great.
Okay, great. So I see some kind of very interesting things lined up here today. I can already sense like some very, very specific herbs. I call them herbs or leaves. So now, what are we preparing today?
This morning we'll be making an afang soup.
Afang soup. It's like you read my mind. I've been thinking of some other soup to make aside ogbono, egusi, and all the others. So now this is something I'm definitely going to try out. So now tell me, what exactly do we need to bring this afang soup to life?
Yeah, here I have my already parboiled goat meat.
Okay.
Here it has stockfish inside with dry fish.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my palm oil. So this is my pomo. I will still chop it into biteable sizes.
Okay.
Then this periwinkle. This is already cut and washed water leaf.
Okay,
this,
water leaf.
Yeah, this is blended okazi.
Okay.
leaf.
What did you blend that with? Something blended,
Yes,
not sliced.
yeah,
Did you blend it with something? Because I see some.
Yes, I had to use crayfish to bring it out from the engine.
Oh,
yes,
okazi.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Then this blended crayfish.
Okay.
This is my yellow
Hey,
chili
yellow
pepper.
pepper,
This
nice.
salt.
Salt. Okay, so now quickly run me through the preparatory method for this particular dish.
Okay, before now I've already cooked my meat, the
Okay.
protein for the soup with the stockfish. This is the main thing you do.
You need,
Yeah,
okay.
you need,
Okay.
yes. After this,
So
you
you
can
cook
add...
that with seasoning?
Yes, I added
and all of
seasoning
that. Any
cube,
other
yeah.
special spice?
It was just seasoning cube and salt.
And salt, that's
Yes,
all, okay.
yes.
Okay.
So once this is cooked, then you add your palm oil.
Into
the
pot,
pot.
okay.
Yes.
With it on the mix.
Yes.
Okay.
Then after adding your palm oil, you can now add your water leaf.
Okay.
Then followed by your crayfish. Then okazi leaf.
Okazi
Yeah.
leaf. So what is the star ingredient for this particular dish?
Okazi.
Is the okazi leaf. Okay, now why did you choose this particular recipe today?
Because I found that lately my customers, it has been back-to-back order. For this
for this particular
yes,
dish. Why do you
so I
think
just decided to...
Do you think the weather has anything to do with this? It is raining.
Yes, I think, yes, definitely.
And definitely because of the rainy season, we actually get a lot of water leaf.
Yeah, water
out
leaf,
and all of that. It's
yes,
usually
yeah.
fresh. That's actually very good. So now, what are we having this with today? Because of course, I mean, I know some people like to take their soup like that.
Yes.
But I know
this
you
one
have a
we'll be
plan.
having with semo.
Okay, so now how do we prepare our semo? Just for people that don't know.
Put your water on fire.
Yes.
Once it's boiled, you have to put excess water.
Okay.
Then once it's boiled, you remove the one that you used to cook the semo after stirring it. Keep it aside. So when you stir, as you are pouring, you are stirring continuously, so it doesn't have lumps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you are done, you can now add the water you removed, then cover it to cook well.
To cook properly.
Yes,
So are you one of those people that mix, because I don't know, I've seen people mix the semo first in normal water.
I only do like that. I only mix when I'm doing for a larger quantity. Then if I'm making like 20 kg of semo, I'll mix it down.
So why do you do that?
Because it's difficult to stir.
Okay, all together.
Yeah, all together.
Okay, so it's better to...
More, yes.
Okay, nice. Okay, now, new skill. Okay, so now, in case you're just joining us, we're making afang soup, right? And of course, for afang soup, we have the ingredients right there on the screen. And of course, we have some salt, we have some okazi, which is a star ingredient of this particular dish. We have some peppers, some dried fish, some crayfish, some cow skin, palm oil, stockfish, goat meat, water leaf, periwinkle, seasoning cubes, and water. I'm sure you use water at some point, right? And we'll be making that with semo today. So while we literally allow Chef Maldi go over this, right, we'll actually head over to the couch where we have Titi standing by for a very interesting conversation.
Yes, that looks ultra nutritious, I have to say. Speaking of nutrition, it's time for the nutrition segment right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And today we're talking about how our diet affects our mental health. Now, we have Coach Amara here with us, Amarachi Okoro, professionally known as Coach Amara. She's passionate as an advocate on parenting, preventive, fighting and reversing lifestyle diseases. And it comes this way when it comes to nutrition. Now, we're going to be helping to modify lifestyles with these editions. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
All right. So now mental health and food. I know that when I eat ice cream, I feel very happy. Is that what you're talking about here?
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Okay.
We're talking about not just how it makes you feel, but also the effects it has on your brain functions and other things, other aspects.
Okay, so I'm not thinking about my brain, but okay, I'm actually thinking. But I'm not thinking about what my brain is doing when I'm eating. I'm just thinking about my stomach.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why I actually wanted to talk about this, because, you know, while we're in school, when we were being taught about the brain, the digestive system, we always thought that they are separate entities, right? But they're actually very, very joined. They're like this. One affects the other. It's like a twin bond. Do you understand? Yeah, you make one twin upset, the other twin is going to be upset with you. You understand? So that's how connected the brain and the, let me use digestive system now instead of guts. We call it guts. So gut health and brain, they are together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's talk a bit about some foods or options of foods that could probably be affecting our moods. A lot of us have road rage, anger issues. A lot of people are stressed out, mentally drained, and, you know, probably lashing out for some reason.
Exactly.
Are there some foods that we need to avoid?
Yes, there are some foods we need to avoid, and there are also some foods we need to have a lot of. Okay. I'll start with the foods that we should have a lot of. We need foods that are high in serotonin.
Okay.
Serotonin is the chemical in the brain that tells the brain what to do, tells the brain to calm down, tells the brain actually not to get aggressive. Yes, it actually has non-aggressive properties. Okay. So we need to eat food that are high, that can give us a lot of serotonin. And
examples of those?
Okay, fine. What in the body is not known as serotonin, that's the byproduct. Okay. So what is known in the body is tryptophan-rich foods, like soybeans. We have soybeans, yes. We have dark greens, like your ugu. Okay. We have walnuts, nuts and seeds, basically. Okay. Those that are good.
High in serotonin. So nuts and seeds, green vegetables,
soybeans.
And soybeans. So if I had a soybean smoothie, like with some greens and some nuts in there, I would have a
very nice
amount of serotonin.
Amount of serotonin in your body.
Yes. And drinking that would help me with what? It will help me feel better?
It helps you feel better. It will help calm you down. And it actually even helps in sleep.
Okay.
Because it actually, serotonin actually helps in producing melatonin, which is the sleep hormone. And we're not getting a lot of that, which is why we're a bit cranky, you know, when we don't sleep.
Do you have any other examples of foods that we should be taking?
Yes, we also have polyphenol-rich foods. Okay. There we have our dark chocolate. That's a good one for people that like chocolate, like me. But it has to be the dark kind of chocolate, right? We have cocoa and all that. Then we have chicken thighs.
Are you kidding right now?
I'm serious. Chicken thighs are
Chicken thighs, that's like the drumstick.
The
drumsticks.
Yes.
Why specifically the drumsticks, though?
It's not clear, because it has more than the breasts.
Okay.
So that's why it's actually, science has shown that it's actually more in tryptophan.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so we've added chicken and we've added
dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All those things that we thought we were supposed to avoid, we're adding them to the list of things we could.
No, the chicken, why people are told to avoid chicken is because of the skin.
Okay.
So it's to be said that you should remove the skin of the chicken.
All right.
Yeah, because it has a lot of fat.
So what are the things that we should be avoiding?
Oh, number one on the list is processed food.
Okay.
Processed food. We have like your refined grains, pastries, anything that has a lot of sugar, added sugar anyway. Then we have some oils that we use to cook most of the time, seed oils, that's what we call them. Now, these seed oils are actually okay on their own, on the natural state. But because when they get processed, the heat and the procedure just knocks off all the nutrients and you're left with, you know, a lot of omega-6 fatty acid, which is not good. But when they're in their natural state, they have omega-3 fatty acids.
Okay, so you know olive oil is considered a seed oil.
I was coming to that.
Right?
Olive oil is actually the exception.
Is the exception.
Virgin.
Extra virgin.
Olive oil, cold pressed. They don't go through the same process. Process. So olive oil is the best oil I can recommend.
And most of the time we hardly cook olive oil. We add it to salads and things and we eat it in its raw state.
But I like to use it to fry eggs.
Okay.
To use it to fry eggs, fantastic. So.
Okay. So we also mentioned snacks, pastries. So is bread on that list?
Bread is on that list. Bread is highly processed, especially the whites. You know, we have the whole wheat bread. Then we have the bread is highly, it's one of the no-go areas
Why is it so bad to eat bread?
Because it's made up of, number one, the refined flour.
Okay.
The flour has totally been stripped of all the nutrients. You know, when the wheat is naturally picked up, it has the bran, it has the bran, it has the germ, the endosperm, all those nutritive parts of the wheat. But when when the manufacturers go, because they want the white, nice part, they remove all those parts that I'm supposed to be eating just to make it look fine. So that's why bread is not.
Okay. All right, so the whiter the bread, the finer the flour.
Exactly, and the non-nutrition aspect of it. So that's
okay, so we have some foods we can add to our diet this month, and we have a few that we might need to strike completely. Hopefully, you've been able to pick a few things from Coach Amara. We'll be taking a break now, but we'll be back with more.
And we are back. You're still on To Wake Up Nigeria, and it is time for our relationship segment. And this morning we have Ola Serotonin. He's a marriage and relationship coach, public speaker, and a writer with a community of online followers to whom he offers relatable and practical marriage hacks for couples. And today we will be talking about how not to treat your in-laws. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Emma.
How are you doing?
I'm very well.
So there's a saying that when you marry the person's family.
Yeah.
And we all know that there are a few in-laws that can be very overbearing.
Yeah.
So how do we treat, and how do we, or how should we not treat our in-laws?
All right, so first thing first, we have people everywhere. And so when you have them in a park, they'll have certain similarity about them, stuff about them. So it's quite beautiful. But let's just put this out there, first of all, that families should endeavor to be very welcoming. When they have someone joining their family, they should try as much as possible to think about it and be conscious of it when they've gotten to the stage of having additions to the family. They should be prepared for it. In fact, while you're raising your children, it is better that you raise them with that consciousness, because you know that you're going to be welcoming more people. Your family is going to grow, you're going to expand, you're going to have more people join you. So, I mean, that will help curb most of these issues that we're always having with in-laws and in-laws and in-laws, because you can see that these guys, they're almost like prepared for you, waiting for you, So, and that's one part of it. Now, when you are, marriage is the union of not just the individuals, but of families. Families are coming together. So, I mean, both families are going to be coming together. You're going to be, joining another family. It's just like joining a new organization. You get, you just go in there and you're trying. You need to make effort to be seen, to be recognized, to be, so that when you are praised, you get the benefits. I mean, you make this conscious effort when you go into an organization because you have an end in mind. So it's the same way I want people to see it when they are going into a new family, all right? Now, there are people with issues, and I made provision for that. I mean, there are people with but you see, the thing is that when you focus on their negative, I mean, if you take that as an excuse, it's not about them, it's about the quality of your own person. Who are you as a person? So I know they have their issues, I know they have trouble, but who are you as a person? And sometimes when you understand probably the journey, when you understand the history of the family, you would understand why they are the way they are and why they couldn't have been any other thing than what they've been. So
So in a situation where, because I hear you, the family should have an open mind to receive, to be more receptive.
Yes.
And you going into the family should make the effort for them to accommodate you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You coming into the family has made all that effort. You're constantly making that effort. You're constantly even doing what you should not do, because it's more like stepping out of your comfort zones, basically stepping out of the things that you would ordinarily do just so that you can please them. But these people are just bent on frustrating you as a person because they just do not like you. Okay. Or, for example, you're not from their place, which is usually the, those tribal sentiments is always one of the major factors where in-laws are involved. What do you do?
So this is it. It doesn't mean that you need to be a people pleaser. That's not the thing.
Exactly.
No, not for you to be. You see, even when you're doing it, when you're so calculative about it, in fact, even if the family has no issue, they have no issue, but they can see that you're making too much effort. That will say something. It will raise dust about you. Like, what's happening? I mean, it doesn't require so much effort to be accommodated into these families. Why is this person making extra effort? Okay. It's not needed. It's not necessary. Is he or she up to something? Because most time when we talk about in-laws, we always think that, oh, men don't have issues too with in-laws. A lot of men have issues with their in-laws. Yeah. Mother-in-laws, father-in-laws.
We're coming to that as well. Yeah.
So, so it's not for you to be a people pleaser. That's not what the old mentality or the old idea is. The old idea is that you as a person, it's more personal for you. It's more personal for you as the quality of person that you are in relating, in dealing with people, in managing conflict.
I guess this is where emotional intelligence comes in.
Yes, this is where emotional intelligence comes in, you know. So, I mean, that's more of what it is. It's not about you trying to, unnecessarily go out of your way. It's not unnecessary. So it's not like telling you to pretend. I can't pretend. But, however, you must understand that you need to become a better person. Once you're married, the most important thing about marriage, I always say, the purpose of marriage is to make you a better person. Every other thing you can get outside of marriage. You want a company, you want a child, you need more funds, everything you want to use marriage for. Outside of it, you can get it. But the core purpose of marriage is to make you a better person.
And that should also extend to your
in-laws. That is something that you're going to do for the rest of your life.
Now, let's talk about the role of the spouse in how your in-laws...
Exactly. You just hit the point.
...treats you.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, but the truth of the matter is that you're not supposed to go alone. In fact, your spouse should have laid the road for you, laid the foundation for you to walk on. I mean, that's how it should be.
Some spouses are like, hey, auntie, hey, did your mother not teach you? Deal with it yourself.
That's what, that's what it should be like. And whatever it is that you're going through, now, you're no longer just one. I mean, it's not just you alone now. It's now the two of you, the both of you. So you're having, whatever is going on, your journey, you being accepted in that family or anywhere else is a responsibility of both of you. So it's not just about his family or our family only. Everywhere you're going into, any organization, anybody, any group, anywhere you're going to, that person should help you to connect easily with others there. They should help you. That's their job, to help you and say, okay, make it easy for you. Have conversations. Oh, okay, you get hurt by your friends, by your sister or brother-in-law. Like, it's okay, don't worry, you're fine. You're a very good person. I'm sure this can be sorted out. Those are words, those are things you need to hear to encourage you, to be able to build better, foster good relationship with others and say, this is about you being a better person. I know this person is overbearing. I know this person has, a lot on her hands. And, but this person is encouraging you to, to still, do this for your own image, for your own person, and that's what is really needed. But what happens is that we realize that it is often one person's business to deal with. It's your business to deal with it. And it's almost like a way of setting the person up.
Do you get? And then something goes wrong and they say, we knew. We knew
I've been telling you about these things and they are now complaining about it. So, you see. That's not fair. That's not fair. And it's not fair in the sense that you must think about how your partner will feel. How would that make them feel? Most times, even when you want to lodge a complaint, something that they've done against you, and there's a way you say it, and they feel like, am I terrible? Am I that terrible? Am I a bad person? It's like I have nothing good about me. So anytime we are speaking, anytime we have to talk, whatever it is that we have to say, we have to think, how will my partner feel at the end of the day? Okay, so do you want them to keep feeling like they are not considerate, they are not...
Yeah, but quickly, before we wrap this up, I want to know your thoughts on, because it feels like the women are the ones who bear the brunt when it comes to in-laws compared to the men. From, you know, experiences, from what we see. Why do you think that is?
It's so very funny. I mean, and you see, the question, and this is the appeal, is going out to women more. All right, so because you realize that when you really want to talk about women having this trouble, then when you go to this side where they're having trouble, like, where is the trouble really coming from? It's also coming from some women, some group of women in that same place. So, I mean, it takes a lot of emotional intelligence because there is a lot of attachment, you know, involved. The history of a particular scenario, you know, it may vary. Whereby there's an attachment already, there's a way we are, so who are you, why are you coming in? You know, someone feeling like there's rivalry, there's I mean, all kinds of things. Okay, you're trying to come take control, you're changing his mind, I mean, they were already prepared for all that. I mean, they're just like, okay, and, you know, they were open that you know, just come in and they can, you know, guys don't even have problem. Once they say, go that way, say, okay, I've heard. But the wife will say, no. They make you think twice, you know. So they see you as a problem. So,
yeah,
you know, more of that is, and that's why you know, the advice is that when you go in there, don't let them see you as a threat already.
Thank you so much, Ola. This has been a very insightful conversation. How to and not to treat your in-laws. I'm sure someone watching right now has learned one or two. If you're married, still dealing with in-laws, well, you've learned. If you're about to, you know what to do. We have to head over to the kitchen now. Let's see what's cooking. Winfrey.
Okay, so we're back to the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen, and of course we have Chef Maudie here, hard at work. So now I'm getting a bit worried because everything is still complete here, but I believe you have speed, Abby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now, so what are we doing next? Because I noticed you put the meat.
I've already chopped the bomo. So vegetable size is already here boiling. So I think that's boiled enough. I can now add my palm oil.
Palm oil right on it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now, why do we put the palm oil at this stage and not later?
So to allow it cook
properly.
No, if it doesn't cook properly, it has this
raw taste.
Taste,
So is there another method to cooking palm oil for this potato soup? Can we fry it?
Yeah, you can fry. So
oh, okay.
At times, if I want to freestyle, I can
actually fry it.
Yes,
okay. Okay, because I was wondering, because I know my mom growing up, like, we barely ever put like raw palm oil in. She always made sure she fried it before she put it in. Okay, so what do we do next now? We stir it to make sure it goes round. Well, it's literally already looking so yummy. I literally can't wait to see what it's going to turn out to be. In case you're just joining us, we're making afang soup this morning with Chef Maudie, right? And afang definitely is going with some semo, and our water is already boiling on the fire. Okay, so now the pepper. Can we use red pepper in this case?
It's a choice. I prefer this one, so it has this unique flavor.
Yes, very true. So can we use tomato too? You know, the people can't actually cook without tomato. You know what I mean?
I don't use
you know, the people will take it a step further and use tin tomato. But let's desist from it, right? Yeah. So we have our fresh yellow pepper blended and toasting. Looking good. And our crayfish. I'm going to see how much of this crayfish you're going to put. Okay. I was scared you were going to put everything. Yeah, almost there. Nice. Okay. Okay. How'd that work? Nice. So now, what was it that actually, where did you start cooking from? What is it about cooking that intrigues you so much?
When growing up, I've always had this flair for cooking.
Why? Where did it come from? Because I've come from somewhere. Where did it come from?
I stayed with my grandmother.
Hey, that's it. That's all you needed to say. Okay.
So I practically don't
You're always helping her out in the kitchen and all of that. Nice.
That was when I picked interest
in cooking. And since then, you see, it's not so bad, right?
Still cover it.
Okay, cover it for a bit, let it cook. And of course, when we are back, we'll definitely just have the vegetables toasting, and of course, vegetables don't take long to cook, so it's not going to take time at all. So I'm sure very soon you actually have to mix the semo and all of that. Guys, I mean, we bring it all to you right here on Wake Up Nigeria, so make sure you never miss an episode of the show. Right about now, it's the top of the hour. Yay! The second hour for Wonder Woman Wednesday edition is here. And while most people set their alarms for the start of the Wake Up Nigeria show, it's okay if you could only meet us halfway. We still have so much more prepared just for you.
We've had some really interesting conversations already, but you need to make sure you stay close because we're going to make good use of this hour. You might have missed out on some interesting sessions. We had relationship already. We also had nutrition, but you'll be able to catch those online if you missed it. We have quite a bit more coming your way over the next 45 minutes. And this is Wake Up Nigeria.
Definitely, and that's it then. And of course, by this time, the next 45 minutes, as I like to say, it's definitely going to be really, really amazing. So make sure you do not touch that dial.
We've actually put everything together so that everything you do from now is more invigorated. And speaking of invigorating, that kitchen is invigorating my
It is. Definitely is.
Afang, right?
It's on the way and it looks amazing.
All right, so the final pieces of that meal are coming together, but we will have a great performance coming your way in a second.
Yes.
My name is Titilayo Onyison.
And my name is Winfrey Agbelishe.
Great producer there. Thank you so much for that one. Before we start our conversation, I just wanted to say happy birthday to my brother. My brother Coyote is my only sibling, and he added another year today. I love you. Just wanted to say that. All right.
I should probably also say my own.
Well, yeah, say it now.
So, happy birthday to my sister.
Oh.
Yes.
Which one?
The doctor.
Oh.
Yeah, Dr. Antonio Lua Damilola. I like to call the full name Vashalimi Adeshino.
Wow.
But yeah, she celebrated her birthday last Sunday, July 10, a year older. She's an amazing person. I wish her the very best. Very, very best.
Yeah. This is the birthday shout-out segment.
No, it's not, but we want to.
No, it was started that way, so I only continue tradition. Do you have somebody you want to give to?
You don't? Okay. Don't worry. You have one day.
What do you mean by one day? I don't get this.
Okay, so there's so many different things that we plan to talk about, but there's never enough time. I will be saving those conversations for later, but we hope you'll be making comments on some of the things we've talked about already today. Just use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Well, good to see you again. This is the news update on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Kelly Egiga. As preparations for the Osun State governorship elections continue, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) says it will ensure that all parties are given equal opportunities. Now, this is just as the Inspector General of Police has deployed 21,000 police officers to ensure security of lives and properties before, during, and after the elections. Rafia Mead has more on this story.
It's an event to update election stakeholders on the Commission's preparedness ahead of Saturday's governorship election. INEC Chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, the Inspector General of Police, the Oni of Ife, governorship candidates of various political parties are all here.
Professor Mahmoud Yakubu has ramped up activities in preparation for the election, which is expected to consolidate and improve on the success of the election. Conversion of voting points to polling units were done to ensure expansion of voter access to polling units. This increased the polling units in Osun State from 3,010 to 3,763.
Professor Mahmoud Yakubu gives update on the PVC collected. Out of 1.95 million registered voters, 1.47 million PVCs, representing 76%, have been collected.
A model voter accreditation system will be deployed for voter accreditation and uploading of election results on election day on the Commission's INEC results viewing portal, IRE.
The Inspector General of Police promised that security operatives will be neutral throughout the exercise. He warns politicians against violation of the Electoral Act.
This massive deployment is not
intended to intimidate law-abiding citizens. Rather, it is to deter misguided elements that might bend on threatening the election through acts of thuggery or other conduct that violate the provisions of the electoral.
Please, we're praying and begging and appealing to all of you, do not incite the youth of our there peaceful state. Do not use every means of desperation that you want to get there by all means.
5 INEC national commissioners and 12 resident electoral commissioners have been deployed for this election. 87 observer groups and 94 media houses have also been accredited for the exercise. For the first time, INEC has recruited 35 persons living with disabilities to serve as ad hoc staff at various polling units. Rafiu Hamid, TVC News, Oshogo.
And now on the international scene, huge crowds lined the streets of Tokyo to pay their last respects to former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who was assassinated last week. The 67-year-old was shot dead on Friday while speaking at a campaign event in the southern city of Nara on Tuesday. A hearse carried Mr. Abe's body through the capital and past landmarks to the funeral hall where he was then cremated. A private funeral had been held earlier at the Zojuchi Temple across Tokyo. The flags flew at half-mast, and outside the temple, a long line of mourners stretched over 2 blocks, many carrying bouquets.
Woo! It's been an amazing show so far, and right about now we round things off with a chat with Efe McDonald Idu, known popularly and professionally as Mac Rock.
Now, he's a professional music producer, actor, and model. Yes, he models too. He started out in his career around 2010 as a producer and got his first award nomination by 2012. He's done so much more since then, actually scouting talent and putting them out there.
Yeah.
The vocalist producer himself.
Make music everywhere.
Everywhere. Nice.
I love
it. Done. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you so much. Good to be here. Good morning to the TVC family.
Aww.
Good morning to the world. Good morning to Nigeria. Good morning to you. You all look amazing.
Thank you. You don't look too bad yourself. I'm loving what you're wearing. Is this like your own clothing line?
Yeah, this is my merch here.
Really?
Yeah.
Merch? I like the way
my
you said
face.
merch.
So I give you wear my face. You must wear my face.
Wow.
Buy shirts with my money. That has your face on it.
We can consider. You said.
Maybe we should snap a selfie and make it work.
Sure.
The selfie will now be the picture.
We'll now do half-half.
But we have to talk about how important it is to be behind the scenes when it comes to some of these really great stars. So we like to call you the vocalist producer.
Okay, I like that title.
The production you work with has to do with people that can really sing.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
So was this a choice, or is this just somehow it fell in line?
Well, I've actually been an admirer of good music, great music. I produce great music. I've been a stalker for great songs, great artists. So professionally, I had to be in line with my beliefs, my value system, and I had to go for good talents, good singers, get it. And you know, it's been an amazing journey, because if you can't really sing, I'll just be like looking at you one eye. You know? So that's my niche, that's my world. You have to know how to sing.
Okay. All right, so that's important. But then again, there is that whole money-making gang now. They can't really sing to save their lives, but they can make great music.
Yeah.
So there's now a difference, am I right?
Yes, of course. I was literally about to ask a question in that line, right? Considering the way things are going now, even on the global scene, right? We're seeing a lot of collaborations and all of that. And when you look at it, most people want to go for people that can vibe. So now, what place does vibing go or have, as opposed to like actually having the serious like singing talent?
Okay, so the future of the music industry, the future of music generally is heading towards live performances.
Oh, wow.
You get it? So
True.
Vibing is not going to save you in live performance.
No, definitely won't.
Miming is not going to save you in live performance. You get it? So there's a future for the singers. The future is coming for the real vocalists, people that can sing. Vibing is going to expire very soon. You just go to digitally find you can vibe, you can put up records, vibing, but
come and perform. Do you understand? And that's where you see a whole lot of loopholes in performances because these people they don't have the actual talent. And a time is coming, it's already here already, where, you see poor performances, live performances, and everybody's getting booed on stage.
Yeah.
But, so,
yeah, right.
as your vibe being fine, but also have live performances in mind.
Now, speaking about poor performances, not too long ago, I think about a week ago, we had an African concert somewhere, and I think, was it Rama that was called out for literally having a very terrible performance, right? So he literally put out a post and then spoke about how it was terrible, like management, like from
sound crew
and everything was bad. Because they literally called him out and said, we didn't come here to watch you sing along. We literally have the tapes. We want to hear you. So now, in line of all of that and what we're talking about now, what is your take on something like that?
Okay, so for instance, now, having a bad sound can actually ruin your live performance. When you're not hearing, when you're not having proper feedback to hear yourself performing.
Yeah.
But there's actually no excuse. As a professional, even when the sound goes off, you should be able to still give up 100% performance.
Okay.
Sound or no sound. Back then, people were performing without microphones, without speakers, without the technology. So, knowing your onions, you should be able to give us 100 with a good sound or with a bad sound.
So speaking of giving 100, now you've been scouting talent of recent. You even we saw Scales there in your studio, and it's delicate having that responsibility of finding a talent and making them or building them up to become a star. What are those key things you look out for when scouting talent?
So basically what I look out for, I don't even look out for the talent because everybody's talented in some way. You can sing, you should be able to sing. I can tweak your voice somewhere now, you sound like Beyonce. So basically what I look out for is effort.
Okay.
That's like my number one. Because I have a lot of people send me a message, I can sing, I can do this, I can do that, and then you look them up on the social space, and no reference, no efforts. And I can't help you if you're not helping yourself. I can't help you if you're not making efforts. So efforts, one, and then the talent, and then your hunger. Are you hungry? A lot of people are actually really talented, but yet they don't. They're just like, okay, it's just by the side. Like somebody's by my side right now that can really sing on my right-hand side. But she's not hungry. Do you understand?
Yes. I'm not hungry.
So, I can't scout you.
So you can't scout
I'm hungry. I'm not sure I can sing, though.
Okay, we'll find food I'll put in your mouth.
But this journey you've been on, how... Okay, so, we always ask about the journey, about the story.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering about that decision. When did you get to that point where you said this was what you were going to do?
Okay, so when I started off professionally in 2013 basically, and I just told myself I wasn't going to be the producer that would be waiting for a big artist to come pick and let me go and start selling my beats. So I just decided to create a niche. I started doing covers.
Oh, okay.
So I was converting popular Nigerian songs into alternative formats, alternative genres, did rock, did R&B. And that might created the framework for putting great talented artists on it, you understand? So I've always wanted to be different. I didn't want to do the normal Nigeria producer hustle, come and do beat. When people ask me, send me beats, I'll be like, sorry, I don't do beats. I do music. You get it? So that was actually the framework that now, built to this level where I can now get singers and then I give them a platform to be exported all over the world.
Amazing. Okay, so now, not too long ago, there was this battle with, musicians, producers, the struggle for, visibility, right, and credit, right? A lot of times there's always the struggle of, we did it, who owns this song? You not give us credit, and all of that. That struggle. Then it even went as far as, but now we see producers actually even feature on songs and, literally be on the song and all of that. So now, when it comes to you, right? I mean, I've heard several people talk about how producers are not meant to be there for the credit, right? If your work is good, your work is going to sell you, right? So now, where for you, what's the balance now? Are you the type that will say, okay, you know what, my work will sell me, or you're like, you know what, I'm putting in so much work, so much effort into this, and deserve some credit?
So the industry is evolving, the industry is changing. Before, only artists were sort of allowed to be on the front. But right now, you can even have a makeup artist feature an artist. You can have a vixen feature an artist, you understand? As long as, okay, this is my idea, this is what I want to do. We're sharing the rights, we're having proper splits. You can own anything you want to own. as a producer, as a dancer, as a vixen. The world we're in that era now. So some producers are even more popular than even artists.
Very true.
So everybody's entitled, everybody has the right to own a brand.
Okay.
So are you a brand as a producer? There are a lot of talented producers that are not brands yet. You see, not hear them. A lot of lesser talented producers that are already creating brands. You are hearing them already. So how are you developing yourself? Are you becoming a brand that can sell? Hey.
Yes. Okay, so now we're here with Chef Maudie. He's been hard at work.
Yes, sir.
Putting this together. What we have here is afang soup and some semovita.
Okay.
Right, so now what we want you to do is taste it and tell us exactly what you... why are you closing one eye?
I should taste. Should I finish it? Or I should act posh.
We know you finish it, my brother. If you want to wash hand, we'll give you water now.
Okay.
Tell us what you think. He's got to find out.
Yeah, so I was watching the health tips. They always have water.
Oh.
Okay,
water.
first.
Drink water
Okay,
first.
nice.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I'm very shy, yo.
Yeah, shy.
Don't be shy.
Shy to eat.
Don't be shy.
All right. Normally, you don't use focus, but we're on TV now. So. All right.
Time to speak in tongues.
This kind of point, I'll close my eyes.
Visualize.
Wow, this is actually amazing.
Oh, nice.
This is amazing.
Well done, Maudie.
Well done.
Well done. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Well done.
Yes, so.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, Chef Maudie. We appreciate everyone who's been part of the show today. And we're going to be back again tomorrow, right?
Definitely, definitely. Thanks to everyone that's joined us from the beginning of the week. I mean, we're getting deeper. So, yeah, make sure you keep it locked right here. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, then, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.